monetary systems, and symbolism for decades. Very important stuff and fascinating. He's developed a large Twitter following. As I understand it, 200,000 followers on Twitter. You should be following his work there. By being a conduit and a good steward of information from the boards to Twitter. In the Matrixx has been cued 15 times through his research for truth. Also bringing to the platform is Shady Grooove, truth analyst. Shady Grooove is a researcher for over 2.5 decades into the lie called history and the corrupt elite who sit atop the largest criminal organization to enslave mankind ever created. He started the Truth for Freedom channel on YouTube in 2018 and hosts the Q Lounge Live Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern and works on the Matrixxx Grooove show. They've got an amazing website to bring you into their portal. He does this every day in the Matrixxx. Shady discovered Q at the beginning of October 2017 and being fascinated with all the Q drops and connections, knew it was answering a call to stop and pay attention. These are two amazing patriots. I'm happy to know them. Please give it up for In the Matrixxx and Shady Grooove. Worth waiting for.
Let's get this show started.
Get it.
Amen. Let's turn it up. Let's turn it up.
Thanks for coming, guys. Yeah. Yeah.
Get it. You guys ready?
Boom, boom, boom.
Up. No, keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. It's 2 minutes. So this is our music for the Matrixxx Grooove show. We do this every day, 1,300 hours. Get your phones out. Go to inthematrixx.com. YouTube, In the Matrixxx, all spelled out with 3 X's. It won't auto-populate. We're that censored. You have to hit enter. In the Matrixxx with 3 X's. Enter. Then you'll find us. But you can find 60 minutes, no problem. 60 minutes here. Let me see that. No, we don't love them. Are we ready? Hopefully we do. Hopefully we do. Are you guys ready?
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. Let's do this. You guys ready for booms, right? Where we go, one we go. We're so dangerous to their democracy. Why is that? Fight, and fight. We will. We fight every day for our republic, for our president, for what's right. Welcome. Welcome to the Matrixxx Grooove show. This is a special presentation right here at Q Lounge Live, and I'm a hulking man with a voice called In the Hulktrix. At the last QCon, that's what they called me, In the Hulktrix. I'll take it, because all you little Hulksters out there, you're taking your red pills. You're in training, and you're in this great awakening. Every day you learn something, and if you don't learn something every day, it's a waste of a day.
I'd like to really reach out.
Partner in Justice, Shady Grooove. I'm sorry, Shady Grooove, let's hear it.
Thank you so much for everyone for coming from all over the country. We've got people here from all over the country standing up for America. That is what we have to do. This country is the last bastion of hope for freedom for the world. If America falls, the world falls. If Donald Trump fails getting elected, we are all in big trouble, everyone, because the established order has infiltrated every system of government, entertainment, sports, everything, and you're seeing it right now with watching people who decide that they're going to take a knee whenever they play the national anthem. That is not a protest. That is disrespect to the people who have died and bled for this country for 244 years now to keep us free. And that disrespect has to be stopped.
Don't they realize that most people that watch sports are conservative people that love their country?
Should seem like.
Right?
Or does China own them?
Probably.
Where does Hollywood get their money, you think, now?
China.
Where does CBS get their money from?
China.
And where does CNN get, what is it, the Chinese news network now?
Corrupt news.
We are so infiltrated, guys. When our president says China virus, he's not talking about the virus that they've engineered because they don't like the tariffs that this country was built on that we should be doing every day. But our past elected, selected leaders sold us out in a big way. People that we voted for, people that I voted for. All I want is the truth, nothing more. And that's what you're gonna get with the Matrixxx Groove show, guys. All right, so we're gonna go through a couple things here. I'm just getting set up right here, and we will go ahead and grab the, maybe Ryan, if you could throw this on screen now. If you have to come here and do that, that's great, but I'm just gonna open up this thread. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of go through a history lesson. A little bit of a history lesson, because the truth is learned, it's never told. And I don't know how many people of you saw Out of Shadows. Have you seen Out of Shadows?
Out of Shadows?
All right. 1 million views overnight. The truth is learned, never told is my quote. And it's not copywritten. You can use it any way you want. You can print it on whatever you want. You can say it whatever you want. You can do whatever you want with it because it's free.
And
all
what
right?
it means is...
The movie was free.
What it means is that you and your family have already awakened. You have already come to this conversation. But other people out there haven't, okay? And we're talking to a lot of people that haven't. And whenever you try to share information, you have to understand that other people can't be told. They cannot be told. You have to explain things in a way that is not telling anyone. And this has to do with everything. To tell someone will not implant the information. What you have to do is you have to encourage someone to be interested in something so that they go look for themselves, so they go find out for themselves. That is what it means to red pill, to have that in your pocket, to share with other people is very key to this, but you cannot force anything. And with what we're doing with Q and the president and all this information now, 4,600 drops that have come out.
Q is information.
It is information, that's all it is. And the media wants to attack us because we read it. Let's just think for a second. They say it's a baseless conspiracy theory. Is there any conspiracy theory that is baseless?
No.
There's a base to something no matter what it is. So how can QAnon be baseless? How can all you beautiful patriots who showed up last night and today be looking at something that is baseless? There is information here and they are ignoring it because it implicates them.
So it's interesting. QAnon, a far-right conspiracy theory.
Fringe.
Debunked. Now I want to talk about the Biden believers. Okay, they call us QAnon believers. So the Biden believers are a far left-wing conspiracy reality that believes in burning down cities and selling out America, saving the world from quid pro quo corruption, wearing masks, lies, and Antifa, and human trafficking is a good thing. That's what all these media corporations are protecting. Do you think it's good to protect human trafficking? No. Epstein? No. He didn't kill himself, by the way. We did that meme for you guys, right? So, you know, what we're learning is how to connect the dots. You know, the mainstream media and Q drops information that is actually out there on the web. And the Q team, it's a team, it's not a person, guys. And it doesn't matter who Q is, because it scares the mainstream media. It's a threat to their democracy.
The anonymity.
They hate that. So, we are going to go over through some of these posts, and basically, we don't even really have to say Q anymore because all this information is on the web. It's all free information to go get, but we just didn't understand because we're really not paying attention to it. Maybe we didn't have an awakening yet, but now we understand what the dots are and how they connect. And all roads lead to a certain area that you guys right now. So let's just go over this. You know Bill Clinton, remember Bill Clinton and Monica? Hey, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Bill, get back in the closet.
Hey, now Shady, I'm here for you guys.
Bill,
I wanted to come
back
to
in the
QCon.
closet.
Hey, I thought I'm gonna be on 60 Minutes. So Bill Clinton, you thought it was the blue dress, didn't you? You thought it was the blue dress? Hey, everybody, these guys thought it was the blue dress, guys. It was really Chinagate. Let's watch this. Uh-oh. Don't know if we're gonna have sound though. We don't have sound. However, basically what's happening is, here you go. This is the blue dress. Remember the famous blue dress? Oh my gosh, there's Lewinsky. Oh, tonight. Oh, this is a baseless conspiracy theory. It's my husband. It's baseless, she said. She even used that term then. These are Chinese communist talking points. But really, what happened was Chinagate. Bill Clinton sold you out to China. Money and power, and even deeper than that. So basically, when you look at this picture right here, he's laughing at you.
Oh, Bill.
He's laughing at you. You thought it was the blue dress, but my Chinese red shoes are telling you the truth. I sold you out. You thought it was the dress. Hillary, get my bong. Chelsea, hook your dad up with some weed. And hey, send the Church of Satan another Happy New Year message. Hey, do you like your upside down cross, Chelsea? These are facts. You can't hide it anymore. Fake news. So, what if I told you, you guys remember the port? Long Beach port is very important, Q said. The Long Beach port was basically given to the Lee family by Rockefeller. Rockefeller loved the experiments, Shady. Loved the experiments happening down there, didn't he? Right? So this is basically Costco. It's a spy setup. They set up the spy industry right there in Long Beach port. And Pier 39 is very close to this port. Or excuse me, yeah, is that Chinatown? Oh, Chinatown in San Francisco is very close. So remember when Nancy Pelosi went out and said it's okay to come to China? She was probably getting money, right? She's bought off. How many people, Shady, have been elected in the United States of America since our republic was?
Since the founding of our republic, there's been less than 12,000 people elected to government in the federal government.
Crazy.
And
See
think
how
about
easy
that.
it is to control?
244 years, there's only been 12,000 people elected to office to serve us. That's a very small number compared to probably what you think. But the truth of the matter is, they hone in on the people that are elected, and at some point, you find something. And at some point, they're for sale.
Pretty easy to control, huh?
All you do is offer more.
I'd also like to point out a Q post. Clowns wear masks. We are the news now.
So whenever we started digging into this with the Lee family, remember Q said, follow the bloodlines. Well, the Lee family is a bloodline family. And they have been organizing behind the scenes for decades now, over 100 years, working in simultaneous conjunction with the elected officials to maneuver behind the scenes to steal from you everything. And we're talking everything. When the president talks about the military and we're making the military great again and we're actually funding and we're building the military, he's talking directly to them. Remember in the Q post, Q explained to us that the steal is inept. Why is that? Because we've been buying it from China. So what kind of advantage does it give them if we build battleships out of inferior steel. And the Chinese know that. Is that a threat?
Yes.
Does your president know that?
Yes.
And that's why we have to put $750 billion a year into this, into rebuilding our military, because it was compromised, guys.
I got a bridge in my hometown that had Chinese steel, and it's due for collapse, but we're still driving over it, so it's probably okay, right? China is not our friend. You see that Make America Great Again hat right there? Right there. Stand up and show everybody your Make America Great hat. Will you do it? Just show up. How genius is that communist red Chinese with Make America Great Again on it?
See how he's thumbing?
Not made in China. Make America great. America. America first. You're here.
And when was the last time you heard a president say America first? When was the last one that said it? You know, I mean, it's like I've been someone who has really kind of been apolitical my whole life. Never really cared for either side. I'm down the middle type person, but I never heard any of them say America first. And this president says it with strength and with honor and with intent. He means America first. And how do we know that? Look at the last 3.5 years.
I want to reclaim my time. You know, how interesting is it that Mr. President, okay, so for all you, if you're going to watch this, really, Schiff released the documents from his star chamber. And under oath, they all said that there was no collusion.
But did these guys report that?
No, we had COVID and riots and Antifa, and they didn't disavow Antifa yet, did they? But we're dangerous to their democracy. And I love it. I'm happy. All right, so let me go to this real quick. I'm gonna actually try to catch us up a little. Hold on one second. Stay. Shady, fill in there. All right, so we're gonna go back up here real quick, and I'm gonna try to do this a different way, because it's important. And I'm gonna pause this. Okay, pause. I'm gonna pause. We're gonna make this work, because this is important to see, guys. There's a couple things that are very important to see, and we're gonna rewind this. Okay, oh, stop there. And we're gonna go in here. Here we go. Shady, actually, it's weird, because you gotta go like this. Here, play. Oh.
In 1998, America's attention was focused on scandal in the Oval Office.
You guys hear that?
Public concern over this new round of suspected Clinton wrongdoings finally pushed Congress to act. However, news coverage implied that purely mean-spirited partisanship motivated the proceedings.
Mean-spirited.
The great story here is this vast right-wing conspiracy that has been conspiring against my husband since the day he announced...
Have you ever heard that before?
Suddenly, for the first time since Richard Nixon, the United States president faced the strong possibility of impeachment. Yet only a handful of viewers would learn the actual reasons why.
Chinagate.
Months before the Lewinsky scandal broke, Congress began investigating a scandal that had become known as Chinagate. Evidence suggested that the Clinton administration had compromised U.S. security
red light on the camera went
in
off
order
on
to
this one.
finance its re-election campaign. The Communist government of China was eager to acquire sensitive U.S. military technology and economic concessions. Through international money laundering, China funneled contributions into U.S. election campaigns and obtained privileged access to
Russia?
the communist money trail led all the way up to the Oval Office.
Treason.
If these facts were widely publicized, Clinton would face impeachment on grounds of bribery and perhaps even treason. But the media misdirected public attention. Americans were told over and over again in 1,000 different ways that the only real complaints against Clinton were that he lied about sex. Yet more than a dozen of Clinton's appointees, business associates, and close friends were convicted of felonies since he assumed office in 1993. Many others implicated Chinagate scandal, invoked the Fifth Amendment, or fled the country altogether.
So that's interesting, isn't it? Your fake news is
Did
telling
anybody
you-
know about that? Did you guys know before we started talking about this that that was going on then, before the Monica Lewinsky thing?
No.
But it was wall-to-wall coverage. Do you see how they pretend like they're going after somebody? The media pretends like they're going after somebody, but they're really protecting them from the information. And this was coming out against Bill Clinton in the 90s.
The Chinese Communist Party is equivalent to a shareholder of the Clinton administration.
And the Clinton Foundation, for that matter.
They made it clear it harbors no secret anti-communist impulses, repackaging the official party from Beijing. Communist tyranny, Beijing, right? From Beijing, guys. Communist tyranny is necessary to prevent instability. Democracy is a word that leads up to communism, socialism, whatever ism you want to put on it. Now, did you know that there could be, this is not my computer. I'm not in the Matrixxx though. I'll tell you that right now. All right, we got it. So this is very interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and try to do this. This is very interesting to understand because remember, Xi came to, how do I do that? Let's see. All right, stop that there. Ready for play. Xi came to Mar-a-Lago, Shady.
Right, at the very beginning.
What if I told you Xi is actually a nationalist? Here we go. Just press, boom. Ready, go.
China's rulers are a very busy lot. In the middle of a pandemic, they're fighting diplomatic battles and trade wars. They're engaged in military posturing on sea and land. They're changing laws to control Hong Kong, and they're carrying out an anti-corruption drive. You've got to give it to them, they can multitask. But why now is the question. To be fair, the anti-corruption drive is not new. It's as old as Xi Jinping's presidency. He has jailed hundreds of top generals and party officials in the past few years in the name of fighting graft. And he's doing it again. Why now? Is the president consolidating power in the name of fighting graft? Before we answer that, let's tell you what happened. Location Xinjiang, the far west of China, the same region where Uyghur Muslims live, in detention camps. Target, a senior cadre in charge of propaganda and education. The name is Ren Hua, the deputy chairperson of the regional government, suspected of serious violations of discipline and law. In other words, charged with corruption. Ren is the 5th senior official to be investigated this year. 5 senior officials charged with corruption in the middle of a virus outbreak. For all the pride that China takes in its governance, this crackdown is counterintuitive. Or is it?
Don't tell me that's
In
a win.
1986, Ren Hua started off as a clerk in the Communist Party's regional office in Xinjiang. Over the years, she crossed paths with some powerful people. She rose through the ranks. There are others. Li Zi, the city's party chief from 2006
Li.
to 2009. In 2016, Li was sentenced to jail for 12 years on bribery charges. Noor Bekri, chairman of the Xinjiang government from 2008 to 2014. In 2019, Noor Bekri was sentenced to life in prison on bribery charges. So you see, in the last few years, Xinjiang's regional corruption watchdog has detained a former deputy mayor, a former deputy director.
So essentially what we're seeing here is that there's a power grab between Li and Xi. You remember when we just took all in Hong Kong, they arrested all of the politicians and threw them out? That's Li. This is Hong Kong. Li, what if I told you that we're in Xinjiang, you heard that? What if I told you the US Treasury is using executive order from 12/21/17, crimes against humanity? What if I told you that it's happening right now? What if I told you, you're not gonna hear this anywhere else, guys. You go to treasury.gov and you're gonna find crimes against humanity against a region in China that brutally murdered the Uyghurs, I guess that's how you say that? And today, Politico came out with an article saying, POTUS is gonna say China is part of genocide. So it's happening, folks. Now, it's a virus, what is attacking us. And there's very powerful people that don't like what he's doing.
When there's very powerful people too that have been protecting China. You just look at your media for the last decade, and what have they done? They have done, show me an expose on anything China. They haven't done any type of expose, but here we are buying everything, every good. It's profitable to work from China. Go to China, set up your business. NBA, go to China, set up your business. And then what? You know, come over here and kneel for the flag? Look at the division that is being implemented against us. In the real world, when the media wants to talk about Donald Trump or QAnon, but they're not talking about any type of
Antifa.
Yeah, Antifa, like
BLM. Why are those? Who in their right mind would support that organization if you look at what they're doing? Eric, do you support BLM?
Hell no.
Thank you. Is that guy bothering you that's sitting next to you? Just a tad? That's Christian Supreme and Eric. They're black, white, no difference. Christian Supreme runs the Facebook page, the Matrixxx Groove Hour on Facebook. Make sure you get it 3X's 3 O's.
Countless hours
Love you guys.
They and many other people have put into to helping us present this information. We did a video, I think a week before last, where we did China Week with this information, and one of our videos was immediately censored because of Youku,
China. And it was us exposing them hundreds of millions of dollars they're investing into Hollywood. Paramount, Fox, Columbia.
They don't care where the money
Hundreds
comes
of
from.
million. And Americans don't care where the money comes from, and we're coming fast. And that was Ma that said that. Ma's executive guy. China bought, who really owns Hollywood, guys?
China.
Isn't it interesting how Hollywood is completely against
Now
America?
You look at Youku. I had these Chinese characters. I'm like, Youku. I'm like, what? Bain Capital is behind Youku.
Who's Bain Capital?
Who's Bain Capital? Romney. Wow, they know stuff.
That's why the information is no longer compartmentalized, and that's why the media can't understand how do you find the information? We find the information because it's right there on the surface. They don't look. They literally refuse to look.
How much of the drug percentage do you think is made in Hong Kong? Let me hear a guess. 93%.
Not the drugs, also
Listen.
antibiotics,
All of it. I'm just focusing on the
Vaccines?
pharmaceuticals right now, and vaccines and
masks.
hit that. Hit that.
They are so wealthy. They are so wealthy. Nobody has any idea who the hell they are, what they do. They make more money than the drug companies. You know, in all fairness, at least the drug companies have to produce a product. And it has to be a good product. But the middlemen, well, the rebate that I'm doing cuts out the middlemen and it reduces costs, and the money goes back to the people purchasing the drugs. So I have a lot of enemies out there. This may be the last time you'll see me for a while. A lot of very, very rich enemies, but they are not happy with what I'm doing.
Lee.
But I figure we have one chance to do it, and no other president's going to do what I do. No other president would do a favored nations, a rebate, a buy from other nations at much less cost. Nobody. And there are a lot of unhappy people, and they're very rich people, and they're very unhappy. They are so wealthy. They are so wealthy. Nobody has any idea who the hell they are.
They're the triads. They're the MS-13s. They're the mafia, the mob. They're the Antifas.
The cartel.
For the left-wing conspiracy theory that they're trying to keep. The conspiracy is literally against us, guys.
The conspiracy is to prevent you from being able to communicate with your friends and family the truth.
Remember when Trump fired somebody from TVA? Oh, look, TVA sold nuclear information to China. Too much truth, gotta wrap up the camera.
And if you also know the TVA was where the atomic bomb was developed.
Beijing is employing the whole of government approach using political, economic, and military tools as well as propaganda to advance its influence to benefit the interests of the United States. This is a well worth your time 40-minute video. It's 43 minutes, so well worth your time. It's how we're going after China. And by the way, Thursday, POTUS is going to talk about China, and there's a tweet, I didn't get it yet, an hour ago. Now, let's see what Bill Barr is talking about China. the Dem leadership are in joint ops with the CCP to regain power. It's obvious. Even at the when I saw Pocahontas give her speech, and she's saying the black and the brown people. Can't you just hear somebody going, oh, the black and the brown people?
The black and the brown people.
The black and the brown people.
The black and the brown people.
What? Who says that? Maybe somebody that doesn't have English as their first language, maybe. Maybe. Just saying. And then she had BLM. Baal, Lucifer, Moloch? Question mark? It's a theory. Now, we've got the US government's making deals with China. This is not working out well. There we go. So this is an exclusive deal-making opportunity for the governments. Governments don't have foreign liaisons. So what governments do you think have made deals with China, do you think? Do you think you see them burning on fire and having protests right now?
Think you see them putting people with COVID-19 in nursing homes?
58,000 people died in nursing homes, folks.
They could have been stopped.
And you're wearing a mask.
That needed to be protected, and they were actually attacked. The people that were killed in these nursing homes. They literally put people with COVID-19 in the nursing homes in New York, in Michigan, in Pennsylvania,
and they didn't use
in
the
New
Comfort
Jersey.
Navy
No,
ship.
they
That's
did
a
not
United
use
States Navy ship. They didn't use it.
They just ignored it.
It's manslaughter.
It is manslaughter. Absolutely, it's murder. Really, I mean, on some level, it should be considered that. I mean, people that have family members. I mean, I know I was speaking to a few folks here yesterday about having family members in nursing homes that haven't had human contact in 4 or 5 months because they won't let people in to see their family. I mean, can you imagine being in that situation? I mean, it's bad enough with the isolation they're trying to do to us right now, but can you imagine having a family member in a situation where she has dementia or she has some form of psychosis and she doesn't get to see people? She doesn't understand what's going on. She doesn't understand the threat. The family members, well, some are triggered about Donald Trump. And so they argue with other family members about how to take care of them or who can go see them. Look at what they are doing to
China. So let's keep on China now, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you know that China, what they do is to mind control you, to brainwash you, they put you in seclusion? What is that, Shay? Quarantine? Then they feed you full of fake news. And then you wear a mask because you think the other people are killing you. And you're the plague now, guys, because you have the right. They have the right to do whatever they want to their body, right? They want, abortions legal so they can send tissues still over to China. The House of Representatives knocked off Planned Parenthood the very next week. China gave them $529 million.
How is that possible?
It's not.
Nobody talks about it. Media doesn't cover it.
They don't want to cover it. This is not just another 4-year election. And what we're going to do is we're going to play this real quick. Hello, 60 Minutes. We love you a lot. Here's one of fair shake, guys. This is just true. The wiggers, guys. It's a little off, though, but that's it. We are living under Chinese censorship. And what I want to do is I want to take a quick break. I'm going to invite up amazing host here, Chris, with, oh wait, am I bringing Chris up? I'm bringing up John.
John's
Michael Chambers.
Hey, John.
I'm just going to bring him up here. Welcome to the Matrixxx Groove Show.
Are these guys amazing source of information? Are they making sense of the madness? This is the news behind the news. These two guys right here, no question about it. A couple of quick announcements from the building folks that are running this facility that they've contracted with QCon. Have been very accommodating, great patriots, and we want to thank them and appreciate them for supporting us. Furthermore, just a quick announcement to the cameraman, please, sir. Do not film any of the employees of the venue, and if you do, by mistake or in transit, blur them out if you should report anything. That's an important note to take. And what we're going to do, since there really are no dining tables and such, we're ultimately going to be snacking in here, and we really want to keep this show going, so because we can't exceed 4 p.m. We're not going to take an official lunch break, so get up as you choose. There's 6 feet distancing thing. These are the rules of the building, which we need to respect, and you have to wear a mask if we go into the concession stand. So hopefully you can figure that out somehow or another. So get up and help you cover your mouth or whatever it may be. Find a U.S. flag that says no mask wearing and put that on. But anyway, those are the rules. So if you choose to get up now and go to the concession stand, please do so. The show's just going to keep on rolling on. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And a big shout out to QCon Live, to Chris, and to the Red Pill Roadshow. You guys.
There he is right there.
Right? Really appreciate you guys and what you're doing.
Thank you.
At this time, are we good?
Yes, you're good. Welcome to the Matrixxx Groove Show.
Hey, this is my
at your event.
Yeah,
show. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I was like one of your first call-in people, wasn't I?
He absolutely was.
We're taking calls on Fridays, man.
That's fantastic. I happen to be out of my home base too at the same time, so we're doing double duty. But are you guys having a great time?
Yeah.
These guys are fantastic, aren't they? Well-researched truth. That's what we're here for, is truth. So we have a guest speaker on the Matrixxx Groove Show. I want to invite up Kai Lawrence. Kai is Hawaii's National Director of the National Federation of Republican Assemblies, and she works with Hyra News, and I'm going to let her explain a little bit more about that and tell you her story. Come on up here, Kai Lawrence. Big welcome, please.
Kai, welcome.
Thanks for joining us.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Hello.
Well, aloha.
Aloha.
First and foremost, thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me
Thank
on
you.
the show. I have a giveaway.
Say it again. You got to get up on that mic.
Gotta get close.
Get up
I
on it.
have a giveaway.
There you go.
Let's want to come here.
It's a sexy Q hat.
She's got to give away to Q Hat, guys.
So on the orange armbands, number 7, ending in 7. We would think that you have it. 7. All right, come on up.
We got a lucky winner. You got a lucky winner. Can you guys hear Kai? Okay, guys? No? Okay, so Kai's gonna come over here. Kai, why don't you come over here, sit right here, and speak into this microphone. Might be a little more comfortable.
Okay, all right. I can pick it up.
There you go. They weren't here yet. So there you go.
Let's thank qalerts.app, Ken, for donating the hat for a giveaway. Thank you. Oh, interview. Oh, this is me. This is Kai on your side.
Kai, so you were coming on up here just for a giveaway, or do you want to tell us about what you do?
I want to tell you about what I do. Okay. I'm Kai on your side with Hyra News in Hawaii, and I'm here today to bring attention to what's going on in Hawaii.
Okay, so what's going on in Hawaii? What you got?
Oh my gosh. Well, Hawaii is the first communist state in the United States of America. It really is that bad. I am not over-exaggerating.
You mean we're not all communist?
Well, I thought we were America first.
I thought we were American too. By the way, Kai, just in, Chinese state media and leaders of China want Biden to win the US election. If this happened, which it won't, China would own our country and our record-setting stock markets would crash. Literally crash. That's Donald J. Trump tweet 1 hour ago. Continue.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, that was. In Hawaii, the governor is actually, he has canceled the Constitution. You don't have the right to freedom of speech. You don't have the right to self-govern. Just recently in the news, he actually is controlling how many people you can invite in your home.
They're doing that in Broward County too.
Wow. Well, commies, you know, they're everywhere. Yes, they are, unfortunately. I had a protest in Hawaii on May 1st to reopen the state. If you know anything about Hawaii, we have the lowest amount of diagnosed cases of corona. We also have probably the lowest death rate of corona, but we have the most restrictive overreach of government in Hawaii. I was protesting in front with a crowd, and I will have to say that I was saying, not my governor, not my mayor, still your president.
Bravo. Nice. That's free speech too, by the way.
Yeah. Yes. Well, yes it is. I hope so. It's not in Hawaii though. I have video if you could pull it up of my actual arrest when I was arrested.
I don't have that.
Oh, we don't have it.
I don't want to show people the backdrop of his laptop.
Okay.
So how do I do this?
Well,
Where do you go, Guy? What is it? Record and see all.
the
Website is?
it wasn't on a website. It was it actually.
All right, so go ahead and keep.
Okay.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, technical difficulties here. I wasn't actually arrested. They didn't tell me that I was arrested. It looks like one of the governor's security guards and Honolulu Police Department swooped me off of the sidewalk, threw me in the back seat of a Hawaii Police Department squad car, and rolled the windows up, and there was hot air blowing. I think they turned the heat on. I suffered a heat stroke. After the heat stroke, because...
It's okay. It's okay. Tell your story.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
This is
This
difficult
is
for
not
people.
professional. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I was actually roughed up and beaten up. I was choked. I was put in chokeholds. And they had put me in as Jane Doe. And they told me that that's what they gave the name to people that showed up missing. When my friends would call, they didn't ask for Jane Doe, so I wasn't there. And that was one of the things that seemed to make them very happy, and that they let me know that that's why they called me Jane Doe. My friends did not give up. They were there. They called 10 times. They came personally, and finally they threatened that they were going to bring the news media in, and that they were going to bring the protesters, I guess, or something. I don't know what, because I wasn't there. But anyway, they finally released me. They denied to press charges because I wasn't in violation of any law. And I'm here, and we started Hyra News. Well, Hyra News was actually started before, but we have Hyra News now, and we're really strong in trying to get the word out, because I'm not the only person that's been abused in Hawaii by legislators. That Governor Ige, if you look up Governor Ige, Mayor Caldwell, look up the 70th anniversary of the CCP. My governor and Caldwell were guest speakers.
All right, Kai, so here's Kai's video. Here we go. You ready to play that? And this is hard, man. This is hard when you get your rights taken away and freedom of speech. It shouldn't be like that. Because where we go one,
we go all.
Whether we like them or not. You know? They call us deplorable. Right, stand by. This is a 51-second video, but I think it's well worth it. This is traumatic to people. And this is why she fights. One of the reasons, I'm sure.
Yes, well, I was fighting before, but they don't know. True Americans, the CCP just doesn't understand the American heart. When you abuse us, we just come up swinging.
All right, here we go. Let's check it out.
This was just before I had my heat stroke. I was trying to get help from the outside. When they swooped me up off of the sidewalk, I still have my cell phone in my hand.
In the back of this car, it's all closed up. I'm hot. I'm hyperventilating. I'm actually suffering medically. Please help me. Please get in touch with God. They've arrested me, and I haven't done anything wrong. I was standing on the sidewalk, and they singled me out of a group of people. Please contact God. I have told them I do not give them permission to search. I told them I do not give them permission to touch me. I told them that I do not give them permission to search my...
As you see, they're walking around looking at me. Each one of those police officers knew that I was in the back seat of that car with the window up.
All right, wow, what a story. What are your final words? What do you want to leave with these guys? What do you want to tell these fine, beautiful patriots? What do you want to tell them? How do they support you?
If you can go to HawaiiDeservesBetter.com. If you scroll down to the bottom, you can donate. If you can't donate, share. At least get our name out there. And I want to ask each and every one of you to keep fighting commies.
You're beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming on the Matrixxx Groove Show. This will be uploaded later, okay? So this will be on our channel. Kai, thank you.
But that's really a good example for you to see, and it plays right into what we're trying to explain here. There is a very big difference between the way things work in China and the way things work here in America. And what they are doing is they're implementing communist tactics on the American people. And then they're isolating us, attacking us, and then preventing anyone from talking about it. The news is completely silent on all of these different things that are going on, not just in Hawaii, but in Michigan, in New York. I mean, everywhere it has really gotten out of hand, and most people who are still asleep are still walking around looking for, beer and Cracker Jacks, like not thinking that this stuff matters. And us, you guys, have to realize that Q is not just about something that you're reading. Q is about giving you information and you becoming a steward of that information to anyone who may ask you questions in the future. And we're trying to give you more tools so that you can further accomplish that mission. It is not that hard to understand.
Yeah.
There's no difference between a Chinese company and the Chinese government. And make sure you understand that. Any company operating in China and the Chinese government are one and the same.
That's right. And we're going to just take a quick break, because what I want to do too is I want to make we need to understand that there's a great awakening happening right now. We're going to get back to this China thread in just a few seconds. But there's a great awakening happening right now. And we're out there calling people liberals and all this stuff, but you know what? They're gonna come with us. They're gonna have an awakening at some point. I know people that are Democrats that are now with us.
So do I.
Anybody that was a Democrat that voted for Obama is now a Trump fan in here? Do we have any? God bless you guys.
Couple.
God bless you guys. There's a lot more. There's a lot more than you think. But you know what? I just want to play this real quick. And here we go.
So we keep pushing. But we're hopeful.
We're hopeful.
We're hopeful. Democrats, please wake up right now.
Right?
We need you on the team for the plan to go down. Democrats, please wake up right now. We need you, we need you, we need you. So, what will it take? A false flag so you know you've been played? Okay, that's not it. What about the fact there's no COVID?
Well,
Fine, maybe just a bit, but not like that fake news push that shit. Why the masses ain't sick, all bunched up when they protest and riot. But don't it make you wonder what's really going on? How the Who sang a tune like a view of fake news with the swan song gone wrong. But don't it make you wonder why the world's gone mad? And why you ate it up when the media said Russia, now it's all bulimia.
China.
I don't know, but I know that we miss ya. It's so sad, there's a brainwash mix-up. Democrats, you know we got your back.
Got your back. We're gonna be there for you.
Realize lies, emotion in disguise, we'll push facts. Yeah, Democrats, we need you on the team, let's go. If you got fam on the sidelines, Fred said bye-bye-oh. Democrats, please wake up. We love you, we miss you, we want you, we hug you, we kiss you. You know, that's love, so maybe one day soon we'll meet again.
We will.
We all can't wait to call each other friends.
Again.
And we promise you this. On the right side, you'll love how it ends.
God wins. Where we go one, we go all.
And that means all.
That's why I want you guys to think about when you're battling the Matrixxx AI, General Matrixxx AI on Twitter, that you're just making it smarter. Don't engage with the trolls because they're not real.
They're pretend accounts. They're not real people. They don't have real concerns.
We got Doug Stewart trolls out there. He was the original trolls with tweet attacks. Then we got General Matrixxx using military technology against you and I.
Advanced or artificial intelligence.
DARPA. Actually, DARPA confirmed that I'm a real American citizen. They blocked me. I sent everybody, hey, tell Matrixxx sent you to DARPA. They unblocked me, said, sorry, you got caught up in the dragnet.
We're not allowed to block Americans.
You are an American, even though you're on Hillary's top 200 list and she called you a Russian troll.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a fun movement, guys, because it's really just about truth. And you know, Shady and I just try to keep it real. If it's a fact, it's a fact.
Whether you like it or not.
Whether we like it or not. All right, so we got that. So we're gonna head back into China. TVA was fired. Our president made some changes. We got this guy talking about, I guess, give you one hint what he's talking about. China. You got it. So this is a really good thread, and I urge you to watch China Week Part 1 on our YouTube channel to get the full effect. Because it's a little bit different here, but I think we're getting the gist. Feinstein had a Chinese spy.
For how long?
20 years. 20 years.
20 years. 20 years. And Q also has pictures of Dianne Feinstein in China.
So, yeah, he does. So, or they do. We say he, but Q is a they. It's an information. All right, so Z and Li are fighting in China for one. Z is a communist. He's a Marxist, okay? He went to Marxist schools, he believes in it. He went to Mar-a-Lago to meet with the president. What if I told you that China and Russia are trying to help eliminate these mofos. Right? So Li, L-I, is a bloodline, folks. It's an Illuminati bloodline on the CIA website. Google Bloodlines, Illuminati, CIA, you'll go right to the CIA website and they'll show you the book. Okay?
And remember that Q told us to follow the bloodlines, and that is exactly what him and I have been doing. And the moment that we started talking about our other research with the Pesur bloodline, you know what broke?
I was attacked right away.
Because everybody that was put in this movement to subvert the movement were protecting from that being talked about.
Here's John Kerry selling out America with the Li bloodline. So Li, Shady, Li, right?
Li.
L-I. And it can be L-E-E. Oh, the triads and Chinatown in New York in 1800s, late 1800s was Li, L-E-E. Oh, wow, man, that's probably just a coincidence.
Well, it's funny they had like such cozy relationships with Rockefeller, the same person who was in charge of starting the AMA.
So did Rockefeller, and with the Bush bailout in 2008, which was supposed to be about the mortgages, muerte, death, gauge, contract, your death contracts, it was supposed to help us with our death contracts, mortgages. Instead, Paulson, who's been over to China 150 times with Goldman Sachs and the Treasury.
Only 150 times.
Only 150 times. The Bush bailout was $800 billion, and Paulson said, you company can buy that bank, you buy that bank, you buy that bank, and they all ended up in, I'll give you one guess. China, I heard it. Chinese people do not want this stuff. Did you see Hong Kong with the flag?
Did you see Hong Kong singing the national anthem during the protests this past winter?
Do you see all these countries protesting that want their sovereignty?
Germany.
And they're all following
France.
Q.
They're all holding Q signs. Denmark, all protests all around the world. China, Asia, they are looking to you. The people in this room right here, the guys that came to this, they're looking to you to stand up and protect America. Because this is, like I said, there is no other place on earth. If you were born in America, you are a very special person.
Who's the Li family, Shady? The Li family, here's Li Ka-ching, right? They do genetics. It's part of the satanic hierarchy. They love genetics. One of his sons is a genetic scientist, another one's a robotic scientist. There he is, Li Ka-ching. Li. What if I told you the head of Bill and Melinda Gates of Hell Foundation is a Li in China? What if I told you that? What if I told you Li Cars just IPO'd on the NASDAQ, L-I? They don't hide it from you because they're not afraid of you.
Because they put it right in front of you.
But now they are. They weren't afraid of us. So that's that. Look at that, Shady. They like genetics. Are we talking about shots or anything like that, guys? Are we talking about vaccines?
We're talking about, we just explained how most of the vaccines come from China, all the antibiotics come from China, all of the flu shots come from China. But look at this, they're geneticists from over 100 years ago. They've been working on this stuff.
What if I told you it's always been China?
It's always been China. Everything else was a distraction.
Here's Nancy Pelosi going out to meet with the Chinese saying, it's okay, come on out, don't wear a mask, go visit Chinatown.
As they were trying to get this to spread further.
They have to tell you, Shady? They have to tell you.
They have to tell you.
They have to tell us. She knows. You remember when they were squat or kneeling with those cloths? What are they called? Kente cloths? Kente cloths? What does that symbolize? So it was the African tribe that basically sold their enemies to us. That's really what they did. Funny, huh? Sold it to the well, they sold them to us. They sold them everywhere. I mean, wouldn't it be great if you could sell your enemies?
Like trading on the stock market.
And they made a lot of money. Look at it. What does Rockefeller say here, Shady? Whatever the price of the Chinese Revolution, it has obviously succeeded, not only in producing more efficient and dedicated administration, but also fostering high moral and community of purpose. Right? The social experiment in China. The social experiment in China is here now, folks.
Social justice warriors?
The social experiment in China that's here now, under Chairman Mao, who's, by the way, a Skull and Bones member. What if I told you there was a Yale in China? It's called Yali, just so you know. They changed the name to Yali.
They're not very creative.
They don't hide it. They can't. Because it's a cult of personality over there. They do not believe in God. They make the man God. That's satanic, is it not? Just like when I hear, oh, it's the Jewish people. The people that are controlling us do not believe in God. Therefore, it can't be a Jewish person. I want to clear that up right now. The people that we know that are Jewish people or whatever, they're good people. You know good Muslim people, you know good Jewish people, you know good Christian people. It doesn't matter. The people that are controlling us don't believe in God.
All they believe in is to divide and conquer.
What if I told you? Remember the words of Chairman Mao. It's always darkest before it's totally black. No name. We don't say his name.
No name.
So interesting words there, eh? Darkness. Do you want darkness, or do you want dark to light? Dark to light. Here's Li Peng, President Bush. Here's Chinese consulate in New York City and San Francisco, identified as main spy hubs. Have you guys heard about this? On the mainstream news, have you heard about this? This is 60 Minutes. Today we're going to talk about Chinese consulate in New York City and San Francisco identified as main spy hubs for the communist China regime.
But QAnon.
But QAnon. We're evil. Huh. Right. So I'm going to just end it there, and I want to show one other thing. At least not end it, but I want to go over one more thing. I don't know how much time we have. By the way, QCon is on. You guys.
Thanks for showing up today, guys.
QCon is lit.
It means more than you know. It means more than you know.
And you have more than you know.
And you have more than you know.
So let's really quick take a look at this. I heard my president call you people that are Q believers or individual thinkers that think for your own, that are very well educated and informed patriots.
Just have a good tool of logical thinking at your disposal.
They fear a patriot that understands what's going on. They fear you, and they should. So POTUS said, they love me. We built 300 miles of the wall, and the numbers. 300 miles, he hasn't said 300 miles yet. Talking about Q and they love me.
And there isn't quite 300 miles of wall built yet.
And then, so I went to Q Post 300, because that's what we do.
The numbers plug in everywhere, guys.
So it says, can you find a pic of Alawi and Hussein, or Clinton, or any other US politicians? L period. L period. LDR is LDR in Killbox. That's Linda Rothschild, for those who taking notes, keeping up. Heard you can't sleep anymore. Don't come here again. Lee, L-I-L-D-L-R, is it LDR? It can't be. Just like, hey Q, does P equal Pope? Pope all spelled out, P-O-P-E, it will be having a terrible May. Q Post 1970, hey Q. Luca, a guy that wanted to prove us wrong, said, hey Q. Does P equal pay sewer? Q posted it, Q Post 1970, confirmed. I thought we were going to stop, because I'm like, are we disinformation? I mean, so now we got the Lee. All right, so is that the missing I? Look, there's a part of the I there in the L. There's a period. So can you find a picture of a Lee with Alawi?
Yes.
Oh, Panda. You see the Panda post? They call him Panda Eyes, by the way. Are these posts starting to come together, guys? You guys are, it's interesting, right? Can you find a Hussein with a Lee?
Yep.
Lee Ka-ching. And maybe I'm saying that wrong. How about Hillary Clinton with Lee?
Yep.
You know it was the blue dress, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Bill, it was the blue dress. Bill, get back in the box? Yeah, get back in the box. Right? How about any other US politicians, guys? This is Q Post 300, if you're keeping up, taking notes. How about any other US president? Oh, well, there's Nancy with a Lee. They're selling your asses out, folks. Are you happy about that?
No.
Do you want to learn to speak Chinese? Remember when Q said learn to speak Russian? He meant Chinese, or they meant Chinese. There's Lee with Carter. Bama Peanuts. Oh, there's John Kerry with her Lee. Oh my gosh, I got a bike from the Lees. And I'm a skull and bones just like you, Mao. And guess who handled Mao? A Lee. Do a study on the Great Wall of China. Do you think you'll find the name Lee? Does anybody know? I think you might. Google anything in Lee now. It's coming. It's like I can't even not see China.
We can't even find it all. There's so much out there.
I think we were mind controlled, even us red-pilled people, not to look at China as deeply as we are now. What's that? Look there.
Look here, not there.
Russia.
There's 120 Q posts with China in the post, guys.
So I mean, are they selling out the world, Shady?
Yep.
Who do we got here? Oh, we got, who is that guy? Netanyahu. Wait till I break my Israel is last.
Yeah, we got stuff in the background.
And remember, are you a bad person because our government's corrupt? Hmm? Do you think the people of Israel are bad people because their government might be corrupt? Do you think the China people are bad because their government is corrupt? No. Do you think the Iraqi people were bad? The people like you and I that just wanted to go to have our lives and play Xbox? The kids? They're just regular people.
People don't want to war.
How about Merkel with a Lee?
Check.
How about Putin with a Lee?
Check.
How about EU with a Lee?
Check.
Non-elected EU government with a Lee. Huh. Interesting. Wow.
Very
okay,
similar to
so
what they were
let's
trying to
continue
put here.
going a little bit. What about Prescott Bush? Did you know he was the chairman of the U.S.-China Chamber of Commerce?
You know that is George H.W.'s father.
The sheriffs, if you really want to.
Or sheriff. If you really want to go down
That's
that
another rabbit hole. Where we can show you that they're possibly hanging out with Mengele during the JFK shooting. The whole, I mean, the rabbit hole is deep, but the choice to know is yours and only yours. Kissinger. Mao? Oh my gosh, what about Nixon? Oh, welcome to China. What about Nixon? Right? There he is.
Evil. Pure evil.
I control you.
And you can't do anything about it.
And so we're going to wrap this up here in a minute. China Week Part 1 on our YouTube, in the Matrixxx with 3 X's, and then hit enter on YouTube if you search for us. But in the Matrixxx with 3X's.com, we'll get you to our website. We're everywhere. And let me just grab this. So, all right, so it comes up. So, what if I were to tell you that we were doing this dig and for China Week 1, and on POTUS's official YouTube channel, because I go to my notifications before we start a show, listen to what we heard. And Shady, did we freak or what?
China will own the United States if this election is lost by Donald Trump. If I don't win the election, China will own the United States. You're going to have to learn to speak Chinese.
Learn
Look, China will own the United
to speak Chinese. For China Week Part 2, right before, that was the last video he uploaded, or they uploaded, whoever they are. So that leads to me that we're on the mark. So here's the original China thread. Let's just keep going real quick. I want to point out a couple of things. So now we're talking about the Q Post 300. Here's the cherry on top. Heard you can't sleep anymore. Heard you can't sleep anymore. L. Tycoon Li Ka-shing admits he can't sleep for worrying about Hong Kong's problems. L is Lee, guys. We need to get our country back. We love you very much. And Shady, final thoughts as we get out of here. Travel. Oh, and don't come here no more. Travel ban.
I would just really like to say, or expand on what I was saying earlier. Your Constitution specifically says our rights are given to us by God. Government does not give you anything. You are an American. You've already got it, okay? We've got to learn that, and we've got to make other people aware of this, because the government is there because you pay for it to serve you. That's why they exist. Otherwise, there would be no reason for them here, okay? The founding fathers, all of them that signed the Declaration of Independence, whose families were destroyed, who everything they had was taken from them. Some of them were killed. All of those people spent an unbelievable amount of time attempting to write a document that proclaimed that your rights are rights because you are a human being. The government does not lord over you, you lord over yourself. And what they've done to us by separating us in our houses of worship, separating us from our families, separating us from each other, making us wear masks, all these different things that they've done to us is all part of the program. It is a program, and they think you're gonna go for it. And I would like to say, please don't. Everybody, thank you so much for coming.
It's Shady Groove, everybody. Now, thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We're going to have a panel up later. We're going to be on. Don't go anywhere. We're not done. And by the way, I want to do a POTUS impression real quick. The enemy of the people is the enemy of the people because they don't tell the truth. Who is that? Is that the fake news? Let's say hi to the fake news, everybody. Go say hi to the fake news. Hi, fake news. We love you. And I'm sure you're going to make us look really, really good. We love you very much. That's our show today, guys. Thank you very much. And I'm going to hand it over to John Michael Chambers.
In the Matrixxx, Shady Groove.
Like it?
And it's you. We wouldn't be here without you guys. We love you. Thank you.